How was the trip out here?
It's good.
Nice.
Pretty easy this morning.
Should I say hey?
Hey man, it's good to see you. How you been?
Yeah. Couldn't sleep last night. Too excited to get out here, so.
Should I say that?
Yeah. It's like Christmas morning.
Exactly.
Can we get a mic check again?
Mic check?
Name, what you're riding, and what class.
Okay. My name's Andrew Porter. I'm gonna be running the Mega Moto 212 this year in the Juggernaut class.
My name is McKenzie Kaufman. I'll be racing the Juggernaut class on my Trailmaster Hurricane.
Rick Watson. I'm riding the full suspension class on the MB 200 this year. The attraction to mini bike racing, the adrenaline. I mean, not only did you get to hang out with, cool people, but for me, it's like an adrenaline rush.
I keep coming back to the starting line for the adrenaline and the thrill. It's hard, but it's fun.
If it was too easy, I mean, kind of what's the point, in my opinion?
You get up there and you get the jitters because you want to, get out, get in front.
I compete against myself. I always want to be better than I was in years prior.
I like to push my limits, see what I can do, and just keep pushing that bar.
Who is the biggest competition? Oh man, do I really want to answer that question? Because I'm not going to say any names, because if I say names, they might make their head grow before the race or whatnot. But I'm going to say everybody is competitive that puts their bike on that track.
I'm expecting very tough competition. I'm not necessarily here to compete for the top spot. I'm here for internal competition.
Biggest competition this year, you got the people, your YouTubers, you got your people coming from OMB Warehouse. You even got people you've never heard of before, and this might be their first race, and because I've had that before, and they just come out and they're amazing.
My experience last year was brutal. It was unlike anything I had ever done before. I was not expecting the track to be so difficult.
From the very first 180, y'all moved it to the ranch, which to me, I think is a little bit more fun because it gave you more turns, things were more treacherous, because it's an endurance race.
My experience last year at the 180 was me and my dad switching out, just running sprint laps. Then halfway through, he had broke his collarbone, and so then I took over the rest of the race, changed the handlebars, had the throttle cable snap, had to change that, snap my brake lever, so I had to change that as well. I think I put in 6 straight laps, and then that's when there was, I think, 30 minutes left in the race, and then that's when my bike split at the top.
The most difficult thing last year, not getting off my bike in times that I wanted to. I knew that if I got off, I probably would not get back on, and so I just remained on the entire race. No water. And yet here I am again. Let's do it.
Should be a lot of fun.
Broke down. Can I get a ride?
Hey, Rick, come on in, man.
Let me get in the pit mobile. Oh, get back.
Yeah.
So day before the race, did some practice laps. I went kind of slow on the sections I wasn't real sure on the clearancing. Scraped only in one section, and it wasn't that bad, so I ran through it again. I was talking to Mason with the Misfits, and he had told me about on his Mega Moto 212 how the platform that your engine sits on, just to kind of steady it a little bit better, to weld on it. And so I was like, all right, I should probably do the same thing. And I'm not the best welder myself. So I was like, hey, Taylor, could you weld this up for me? He's like, yeah, we can do it. And I said, do you think it's worth it? And he's like, well, if you don't do it and the brakes, you're gonna be kicking yourself. So they found a crack in the plate. They're gonna get it welded up tonight for me since I'm not obviously a welder. So thank you, Go Power, for that. We'll get that fixed. Me and my dad will get the engine put back on tonight, and we'll be ready to go for tomorrow.
It's Friday afternoon. We're out here getting some practice laps in at the 3rd annual GPS 180. The track was awesome. We got this bike in here. Got a little dirt in the throttle, so we're gonna take the throttle assembly apart because you don't want to cruise control on a bike like this coming into a high-speed corner. So we're gonna do a little quick maintenance before we get ready to race for tomorrow. My bike it's handling great. We did the upgrade nitrogen shocks that Go Power Sports carries, obviously. So that was a
game changer for this track out here since it's so many jumps and steep hills and inclines. So it's a way more comfortable ride than last year. What portion am I not looking for?
I'm usually kind of iffy on the start because there's so many guys lined up. We're doing a little mines race.
I'd say the part I'm looking forward to is that first hour when everyone's out there and it's just going to be crazy. I've seen a lot of fast people. I don't know all who they are personally, but I mean, a lot of people brought their A game this year from all over. I mean, we got 20 different states, I think, and it's gonna be a tough year.
There's a lot of guys out here that are extremely fast. There's a lot of bikes I've been watching all day that sound extremely tough. So I think from previous years to this year, everybody has went home and built motors, did changes. So there's a lot of competitive guys out here this year for sure.
Compared to last year, I think the track's smoother. I think you can go faster. In the new section, you got a couple of bumps and dips, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, the new addition to the track, I think is awesome.
Shout out to New Edition, y'all.
It really doesn't seem that much longer, but I think it's gonna be fun. What do you think, Charles? How do you like the track?
I like it. I need to get used to turning. Yeah. But I'm used to dirt. I'm used to dirt drag racing and straight. I don't have to do too much right in that.
Well, we're used to doing oval track, so it's out here, but it's fun though. It's something different, challenging.
You should hop on mine.
We'll do it.
The big tire.
We'll do it.
Hell yeah.
No more riding tonight. Bernie, we're watching you.
Who is out here yelling at people?
Dude, I'm out here yelling at people. There's no more riding. Y'all are a bunch of hooligans riding mini bikes, and that is just uncalled for. This is not the place or the time.
On the ground.
They got me. No more riding tonight. Talking on. I'm watching you guys.
Where we at? What are we doing?
Yeah, let's go through.
With a mouthful of food. That's why I asked you right now. Where we at? What are we doing?
It's race day, y'all.
So it's race day here at the ranch.
Today is race day. I got my race partner here that's raced with me flat track racing and in the past too.
This will be our third year.
This will be our third year.
Brendan Armstrong.
So the track's awesome this year. We've got out there, made a couple laps, a couple different tweaks this year than last year.
I made a small adjustment to my juggernaut, pushed it out a little bit farther to get my alignment in, then took it out this morning, made sure that weld held up, made the bike smoother, engine had less rattle to it.
Guys told me the track was rough. I usually wait until the day of the race, first lap, to do my first test run.
I think the toughest part of the course is the new addition, because once you ride it a certain amount of times, like last year, you're expected to come here and go right, and you're like, oh, whoa, we got to go this way left. So that's why we've been trying to get out there and make a few passes through it, just try and get it memorized.
But figure out which rocks you want to stay away from.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the bucking bronco is always kind of a fun one.
My favorite part of the race is the final lap, the finish line.
Yeah.
I got my kids here this year racing the juniors race, so that's probably gonna be the most exciting part for me, is being here with my kids and watching them race and watching them get out and have a good time more than anything.
I have the butterflies, I'm nervous. I know myself that I'll make it through without getting hurt, but sometimes when you have so many racers together, it can be the cluster.
At the end of the day, it comes down to not breaking down or the least amount of breakdowns, and you get a lot of fast guys, but that doesn't mean they're gonna end up on top.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lay back and just kind of race my own race.
It's gonna be a fun day, a lot of bikes, and let's go get it.
You ready to go out there and get it, brother?
Let's get out there and get it,
Let's go. We're
brother.
gonna have a good time.
Podium, here we come.
Yep.
Your number. Let's push your bike in the right succession. Send it 5 to time card. Rick, Charge.
coming for all of you. You guys stay out of my way. I'm coming for all of you.
Next time we'll get a better.
I don't like that number. Negative one.
And I'm gonna keep it in my pocket, so if anybody faster comes by me, I'm just gonna throw it out real quick.
How's Andrew been doing so far? We're about 2 hours and 20 minutes into the race.
Andrew has been doing incredible. I think he's running 8:30, 9-minute laps. So he's probably top 5, top 10 right now. He hasn't had any issues with his bike.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been pitting or resting at all. He pulls in, stops for a split second. He had water one time. And he's just ripping it, man. Yeah, tearing it up.
How's the race going so far?
It's going good. Looks like we're doing pretty good. We lost the foot pegs again, but we got the improvement help, so everything's doing good. Here we go. See y'all in a bit.
See you in a bit.
She says she's not very competitive, but I think that's just a lie. She tries to tell herself to make her a little bit less. There she comes, right there.
The dog ready. You're right here.
How you feeling?
Dead. My thumb. Oh. Great! I've never felt better.
She's awesome.
Get after it. Has a hit. That is it. You good? You did it. Yeah! You did it. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh man. Holy crap. How was it?
It was great.
So how I feel good. Hands are tingling right now still with the blisters. But I do feel good. I'm happy I finished.
How do we feel?
Out. I feel like I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
I feel like I was starting to ride faster.
Yeah.
I am feeling exhausted, like I just rode a marathon, which we kind of did. And I know I'll be feeling sore tomorrow.
Lost foot pegs again.
But at least we had somewhere to put our feet the whole race this time.
didn't
We didn't lose the whole day.
We still had some nubs and then brought it to the very last few minutes. Barely broke a spring in the driver.
The only problem I had was the first lap coming out of the new edition. My front tire got like cross-threaded or something, and it threw me over the handlebars, and that caused my handlebars to bend forward. So I was just like, I gotta, salvage what I can. Then once I got back, I brought the handlebars back up, and then from then on, the race was normal.
The bike held up phenomenally. No issues other than my handlebar height. So I had a lot of arm problems and sliding forward. But other than that, she ran like a dream.
The course, I don't know. I love it.
I think the only thing that really surprised me is coming around corners and having people like right in the track trying to crank their bike or something. That was pretty about the only surprise.
Several people flipped over, and I almost, on the very first lap, almost ran one over one of them. Luckily, I didn't, but...
I always have a problem with the downhills, like the rodeo one, Buckaroo. That is definitely the hardest part of the course for me. It just jostles my brain and everything on my body.
I will say the new edition at the end beat me to smithereens.
You guys did it.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for being out there and doing this stuff.
Thank you, Go Power Sport.
As always, yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'll be back next year.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you guys have done. I appreciate it.
Hey everybody, we got awards real quick. All right, in 7th place, Busted Knuckles, Brandon and Rick, 7th place. You guys did 19 laps. Oh my goodness. All right, so 1st place trophy right here for Hardtail. Not too hard to miss. You got a big old red beard. It's not Taylor, it's Ginga Minis, Andrew Porter. Where you at? Wearing the white jersey. He was passing a lot of people on that hardtail. Wow. 19 laps. All the way from Kansas.
Hey, good job, guys.
Hey, never give up. There was a young lady who was giving it her all. She was doing a juggernaut class, which means she was racing all by herself, and she was just ripping it out there. Give it up for my girl, McKenzie! Yeah, with the puppy! What's up, guys? Yeah! Give it back.
Hey, that's hot.